Groning, left side wing, back-to-back threes, got it! Groning with back-to-back triples herself. She's got 6 points, and it's to a 9-point lead again.
Winter is here, and while the Bear is heading indoors, it certainly isn't going to hibernate. It's basketball season, and the gyms of Caribou County are heating up for this season's road to the playoffs.
Taken by Smith. Casey brings the ball forward, passes up ahead, backdoor pass to Lexi White, back to Smith who puts it up and in.
Whether it's the Soda Springs Cardinals, the Grace Grizzlies, or the North Gem Cowgirls, there is room for all in this Bears winter wonderland.
Stoddard outside, pump fakes on the three, feeds it to Christensen, wide open, splashes it home. Kyrie Christensen with a big three.
So come on in out of the cold and get yourself ready for Caribou County basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Yamauchi with the basketball, fires it underneath, it's going to be White, reverse layup, and the Cardinals take a 1-point lead on Alexa White's 4th point of the game.
Local sports on KBRV 800 The Bear are brought to you by Sanders Furniture, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting.
To Shea Donaldson, open for three, splash it down. Shea Donaldson cuts the lead down to 1 with her first basket of the night.
We are 20 minutes away from tonight's opening tip, so let's head courtside with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff.
And welcome listeners to The Bear as Caleb Burgraff welcoming you into tonight's presentation of Soda Springs Lady Cardinal basketball, and welcoming in those of you listening in from Bear Lake and Montpelier in Idaho, as well as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting ready for their second game of District 5 play. And just like you heard, they are taking on the Lady Bears from Bear Lake, just about a half hour down the road in a little bit of a rivalry contest for these two teams, as both of them looking to continue. And for the Bear Lake Bears, get their first win in District 5 play. The Soda Springs Lady Cardinals already came away with their first win earlier on last year, I should say. It's weird to say last year, but it was last year that they got that win against Malad and the Lady Dragons in a game that they were able to come away with a 41-31 victory here on their home court. The second straight game now for the Lady Cardinals on this home court is going to pit them against the Lady Bears in District 5 play. As far as the Malad Dragons, they're coming into this game with a 1-6 record, a pair of losses to Grace and the Grizzlies to their record, as well as a loss to Aberdeen and a loss to Malad on their record for their District 5 2A schedule, as they have a 61-42 loss to Aberdeen, and then Malad smoking the Bear Lake Lady Bears 49-18 in their contest. Both of those, though, were last year on the 17th and 19th respectively, and the Lady Cardinals looking to try and continue to have that success against Bear Lake here in their game tonight. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have plenty more coming up for you on the pregame show, including our standout student, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs. All that and more coming up on your home for Soda Springs Cardinals basketball, KBRV 800 The Bear, with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Studies show that people recover better from illness and injury in the comfort of their own homes. Bear Lake Memorial's home health services include skilled nursing, physical therapy, and personal care services. For more information, call Shauna at 208-847-4454.
Here are a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th. Grab yourself a T-bone or ribeye pork chop at $1.99 a pound. They have St. Louis-style spare ribs at $2.99 a pound. Don't forget about their 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef at $2.99 a pound. If you're looking for some fresh fruits, 6-ounce packages of raspberries or blackberries are just $2.99 each, and fresh whole pineapple is $2.99 each as well. That's some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th. In Soda Springs.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the pregame show. The Soda Springs Lady Cardinal JV squad with a 49-21 lead over Bear Lake and the Lady Bears right now in the fourth quarter. It's time for us to jump into our pregame show and continue our pregame show, I should say. We're going to take a second to sit down and talk with our standout student. It's time for our Caribou Motor Rewind standout student. We had a chance to sit down with Aaron Torgeson. He is a junior at Soda Springs High School. We'll be back with his comments right after this on this presentation of Soda Springs Cardinals basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
For the past 32 years, the team at Caribou Motor Rewind has been specializing in pumps and electric motors, including domestic pumps for house wells. Offering parts and service, they have everything you need. The team at Caribou Motor Rewind thanks everyone in southeastern Idaho for your business and congratulates area high school students on their hard work and dedication to schoolwork and to sports. Caribou Motor Rewind, 198 North Hooper, Soda Springs. Stop in today.
Caleb Burgraff here with junior Aaron Torgeson from Soda Springs High School. And Aaron, how's the junior year been going for you so far after a semester of work?
It's been going pretty good. I'm getting a little behind with procrastinating every once in a while, but so far everything's pretty good. I'm definitely looking forward to Christmas break.
Talk about some of the classes that you've been taking so far this year. Which classes have really piqued your interest?
Classes that have really got me interested are calculus and physics, definitely. We tend to go off of the book a lot and talk about problems that would seemingly be simple, but turn out to be really complicated.
Not many times that you hear kids talk about those two classes as some of their favorite classes, but that is problem solving and getting into that something that you really enjoy?
Definitely. I love to see how the world works, how things happen, and why they happen.
Is that something you also want to move on and work on in college too? Is that kind of the subject you want to take over in that with the problem solving side of things?
Definitely. The problem solving side of things is one of the things I'm most interested in. That's what's been leading me toward doing engineering in college.
When you look at the teachers in this school now, who are some of your favorite teachers that you really enjoy going to classes with?
Probably Mr. McMurray and Mrs. Pankow, because they're really fun and they're really loud.
When you look at a teacher, what makes a good teacher to you? If you want to get the most out of a class, what do you want a teacher to do?
I like it when teachers take an interest in not just the class, but each individual student. So they're willing to be able to help people out if they're having difficulties.
Here at Soda Springs High School, the class sizes aren't huge. Does that help with teachers being able to do that here, do you think?
Yeah, not having to focus on such a large class definitely lends itself to being able to focus on individuals more effectively.
What about outside of school? I know that you talked about being in some of the sports. You said you ran cross country a little bit. Swimming is another thing that you've been doing, and I can see by the body type you got a good build for swimming and tall, broad shoulders. What's that been like, and what draws you into doing sports?
Sports are kind of just a relief from school. They're always fun to do, and exercising really helps me get in a better mood.
Now, you've gone to state in swimming. What was that like, being able to be a part of those teams?
It's definitely a different experience. For most sports, they compete in class divisions, so 1A, 2A, 3A. In swimming, though, everybody is linked into the same one, so we compete in 1A through 5A. And being able to see all the competition, it's intimidating, but it's a good experience.
Now, you also said you've been a part of some clubs as you've gone through your high school career. What's drawn you into some of those? And you said musical, BPA, and FCCLA. What was kind of some of the things that got you into those, and which ones did you enjoy the most out of those?
The things that drew me into doing clubs, and it's mainly just trying to be involved in as much as I can be. High school doesn't last forever, and so I want to be a part of as much as I can be while I'm here.
When you talk about high school not lasting forever, you got another year and a half here, and it sounds like you've already given some thought to what you want to do outside of it. And one of the things you said you want to do is go on a mission. Where would you want to go on a mission to? I know you can't choose, but where would you want to go on one to if you could?
If I could choose where I could go, I would probably choose to go somewhere in Europe near the Mediterranean Sea, yeah.
What draws you into that side of the world? Is it just the cultures over there, the languages over there, the people over there? What makes that side of the world so interesting to you?
Well, partially the culture and the language, but mainly just the culture, the cultural differences between all the different countries that are there. There's a very, very distinct culture in that area.
Two more questions for you. The first one, with your senior year coming up, what are you most looking forward to in your senior year of high school?
I'm looking forward to being able to have most of my core classes out of the way so that I can just focus on the funner classes in high school.
And the last thing, being here at Soda Springs High School, what makes it fun to walk in the door? What makes Soda Springs High School a fun place to go to school at?
Partially the people, partially the teachers, but mainly just being able to come here and learn and have a good experience.
Aaron, thank you so much once again for taking the time. You're a standout student for this week, and congratulations on that, and looking forward to hopefully you have another good year in swimming and cross country and track as you continue to move on those sports.
Thanks for the opportunity.
That was junior Aaron Torgeson again from Soda Springs High School, and our standout student brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind. Thanks to both the fine folks there, as well as to Aaron Torgeson for the interview. We have another break coming up. On the other side, we jump into our coaches show, and no coaches this time around, just players, as we talked with a pair of players from Bear Lake High School, as well as Tawny Barfus from the Soda Springs Cardinals. All that's coming up on the other side of this break on KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Welcome back into our pregame show. It's time now to jump into our coaches show. We're done interviewing the coaches. We had a chance to talk to the players, but no one sees the game like they do. We're going to take a few minutes to sit down with Callie Clark and Keisha Weston from the Bear Lake Bears right here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com with live video streaming.
Caleb Bergerath joined here with a pair of sophomores from the Bear Lake Lady Bears in the pregame show, and Callie Clark and Keisha Weston have joined us on the program. And Callie, we'll start off with you. How's the season been going in your opinion for the girls?
Our season's going pretty good. It's been a little rough. We've had a lot of girls get hurt and some injuries. Girls out for a couple games, but overall it's going all right.
The season's been a little bit up and down from the record-wise too. You guys have had a good different batch of competition, though, being able to go against a couple of different levels of schools. Keisha, how does that help you when you get to go against different levels of schools from the 1A all the way up to the 3A to make yourselves better?
It helps us get better because we have a really young team, and so we go against all these hard schools, and it helps us be able to learn and get the experience of going against them and see what they do and so what we can do better.
When you talk about having the youth on the team, who are some of the leaders that have stepped up from that youth that you guys have noticed?
Definitely some of the leaders that I've noticed is Whitney Lloyd, and she's really just stepped up. She plays varsity with us, and she's really just like showing the girls what hard work and dedication will get you to, and yeah.
That's always nice when you have a freshman that can step up as well. You guys only have one senior on the varsity as well, and Maddie Gleed. What does she mean to this team, and how does she help in the leadership role as well from her senior position?
She's just always been really positive. She's never played, so she kind of just came in and didn't know what she was doing, but she's really stepped up her game, and she's getting a lot better.
Caleb Bergerath with Keisha Weston and Callie Clark from the Bear Lake Lady Bears, and you guys get into district play here tonight against Soda Springs and the Cardinals. How big is this game, being on the road and being a rivalry game as well in early district play?
This is a huge game. This is where we let everyone else know in the district that we can play tough. Even though we're young and we're struggling, we can still bring our game and play.
The Cardinals have lost a lot of players from last year's team. They're definitely not the same team that they brought to the court last year. Do you guys remember what the team was like last year? What are you expecting from the Cardinals this year?
The team last year was like really good. Like we were kind of didn't know what to expect, but then like we looked at their stats and stuff, and we seen that we should be able to put up a good game, so it should be a good game.
What type of game do you guys like to play? Do you like the run and gun, keeping the pace quick, or would you rather settle it down into the half-court sets?
Me personally, I like the run and gun, like getting a good head start. Like it just makes you pumped up and getting ready to go. And yeah, I like the fast-paced run and gun.
Defensively, and we'll wrap it up with this one. What's the best aspect of your guys' team defensively when you go out onto the court? What do you guys look to do when you get into that side of the set?
Ever since we were young, we've been running like a full court press, so we should come out with that, and we've just always been able to run that and be able to do it, so hopefully our coach will put us into that and it'll be good.
Seems like it should be a good game. Thank you both for taking the time to join us here on the pregame show, and good luck to you guys in tonight's game.
Thank you.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Welcome back into the pregame show. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com. Be sure to keep it tuned in right here. We're going to jump into our next interview. Tawny Barfus, a senior for the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals, joins us on your home for Cardinals Athletics.
Caleb Burgraff here with Tawny Barfus, a senior for the Soda Springs girls basketball team. And Tawny, the season for you guys, you're now 8-4 on the year after a loss to Marsh Valley in your last game. What were some of your thoughts on the way that game played out for you guys in that Marsh Valley contest?
I thought we played really well. Just some of our shots weren't falling, and the next time we play, they'll be falling, and it'll be a closer game.
One of the things it looked like that Marsh Valley was doing that threw you off your game was the zone defense they put out there onto the court. They had a lot of height. What do you think needs to be done the next time you play them in order to work around that height that they showed out there on the court?
Their height was an issue, but another issue that we didn't really do was box out really well, and that's one thing that we really need to work on for the next game.
One thing you did do very well in that game was forcing a lot of turnovers. You actually won the turnover battle in the game 26-21 by my count. Is there anything that you guys think you can do to take advantage of the turnovers more? Maybe things you're working on in practice to take advantage of the turnovers and make sure that you guys build up on the lead?
We can start by forcing more turnovers by turning up our intensity and then just finishing at the hoop when we get those turnovers.
When you look at this team, where's the biggest strong point in this team? You've shown a lot of depth inside with both yourself and Kirsten Rasmussen, as well as Jessie when she comes off the bench. And you also have some good outside shooters in Callie Groning and Casey Smith who are starting to hit their stride. Where's the biggest strength of this team, though?
I think our biggest strength is that we're an all-around team. We can hurt you from anywhere, and that's what we pride ourselves on.
When you look at a team that's deep like that, when you look at the district play as well that you guys are getting set to head into, where would you rank this team as far as depth compared to the other teams that you guys will be playing in District 5?
I think we're really high up there because when one of our teammates is struggling, there's always someone there to back them up and help them out.
Caleb Burgraff with Tawny Barfus from the Soda Springs girls basketball team. And Tawny, talk about the games coming up this week. You guys have Bear Lake coming up on Wednesday. Not necessarily a difficult test. How do you guys keep focused for a test like that where it's a team that is struggling on the season and you guys are having a good season?
It's just another game, and we're going to go out there and do what we always do.
Other games in this week includes West Side, which should be a very, very difficult test down at their place, another one of the better teams in District 5. And then you have Snake River. We'll talk about Snake River in a moment, but for West Side, what do you know about them, and have you guys been preparing for them at all?
We know they're really tall, and our biggest thing is probably just boxing out and finishing when we get the chance.
Do you feel like the game against Marsh Valley was a good setup to that game to get you used to playing a little bit more tight?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Any game that helps us prepare for district game is a good game.
Your final question, looking at that Snake River game coming up, you guys lost to them in overtime. Is there a revenge factor coming up in that Snake River game? And how do you guys keep it playing one game at a time when you have a game like that means something a little bit more?
I don't think it's a revenge factor to say, but I just think we want to better ourselves and learn from our mistakes and go out there and do what we do.
Tawny, thank you so much for taking the time, and good luck to you guys as you get ready for this week.
Thank you.
That was senior Tawny Barfus from the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals basketball team. We have one more break, then starting lineups are up next on your home for Cardinals basketball, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online at mylocalradio.com.
The holiday season is a time for honoring old traditions as well as creating new ones. Whether your traditions include good meals around the dining room table or lazy days watching the game, Sanders Furniture will help you make it more enjoyable. With brands like Maytag, Whirlpool, and Lazy Boy, they have furniture and appliances for every room in your home. Take advantage of the great selections and the even better prices. Sanders Furniture, 148 South Main in Soda Springs.
This year, firefighters will battle thousands of wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But a single ember that escapes can travel more than 1 mile, where it can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Prepare, protect, prevail. Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you could take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. It's time for the opening tip and starting lineups on your home for Cardinals basketball, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online at mylocalradio.com. We take a first look at the starting lineups for the two squads out there tonight as the lights go out and the Lady Cardinals get set to take to the floor themselves. We're going to look at the Bear Lake starters first. They're going to be led by junior Megan Brogan. She'll be wearing the number 3. After her, number 4 is sophomore Ember Casperson. Number 20 is sophomore Callie Clark. Number 22 is Keisha Weston. Number 32 is Skylie Walentine. And all of them are sophomores. 1 junior, 4 sophomores for the Bear Lake Lady Bears, wearing their road blues, white down the sides with silver and gray interlaced down on each of the side panels of the jersey in shorts. Black numbers outlined in white with Bear Lake written across the front in bold print. On the other side for the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals, they are going to be led off by the same starting lineup they've had for the last 2 games. It is going to be Callie Groning, 5'7" senior, leading the way wearing the number 2. Number 4 is Casey Smith, a 5'5" sophomore. Number 12 is 5'6" freshman Reagan Yamauchi. Number 15 is 5'5" sophomore Taylor Myers. And wrapping it all up is number 24 Kirsten Rasmussen, a 5'10" junior for the Lady Cards. Cards will be out there in their white home uniforms, black numbers outlined in red with black striping and piping down the sides. It should be a good contest tonight. Good test for the Lady Cardinals to get them back into the new year after a loss to Marsh Valley in their last game, a 47-40 loss to what both myself and Wade Schwarnebelt talked about as one of the toughest teams, if not the toughest team, they have had to face all season long to this point in time. So opening tip brought to you by the 3C Grill and Grace, Burgers, Pizza, and Barbecue, and they cater as well. Official heads to the center circle. It's going to be Kirsten Rasmussen taking the opening tip, tipping it back into the hands of the Bears. They'll go to the left side where it's Wallentyne coming over to the right side where Casperson takes the point. She flips it back to the left. It'll end up in the hands of Callie Clark. She flips the pass back up top though, and centering the ball is going to be Brogan. She gives over to Casperson, right side. Taking a fake shot is going to be Weston before giving the ball back up top, and it ends up into the hands of Brogan. Megan comes right side. Into the hands of Casperson. She drives right a couple steps, gives off to Weston. She has the ball swatted out of her hands. They'll remain Bear Lake basketball in the right corner. Bears working left to right on your radio dial. 7 minutes and 29 seconds to go. First quarter of play. Pass intercepted by Reagan Yamauchi, and then she travels with the basketball. A turnover for both teams on that inbounds, and Soda Springs will have to play defense once again with 7.5 minutes still to go. Ball inbounded to Casperson. She goes left side at the top of the key, gives off, and is going to move to the right side where Weston takes the basketball. Keisha goes near top of the key, lofts the pass far side to Casperson, gives off to Brogan, and picked off once again. The Cardinals defense coming up with their second steal of the game. It'll be up the court. Casey Smith with the basketball, goes to the left side of the top of the key. Walks to her left, floats a pass down low. Groning open from 12 feet, in and out, can't get it to go. Kirsten Rasmussen gets the offensive board though, skies up, puts the board in, and it's a 2-0 lead. And Bear Lake turns it right back over to the Cardinals again on them bringing up the court. The full court pressure giving the Bears some problems, and it's a 2-0 lead with the Cardinals a chance to build on your Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. It'll be Casey Smith with the ball, comes around a screen from Groning, passes it to the short corner, shot up from Yamauchi, no good, and a foul is going to be called over the back on Soda Springs on the rebound, and Kirsten Rasmussen will pick up her first. 6 minutes and 46 seconds to go, first quarter of play. First matchup of these two teams on the season. Cardinals with a much better record though than Bear Lake. 8-4 on the year for Soda Springs, as Bear Lake will again throw the ball away, but it will remain Bear Lake basketball as the Cardinals tipped it on the way out of bounds, as both Taylor Myers as well as it looked to be Brogan went out of bounds on the far side, but Myers had possession when she crossed the out-of-bounds line. Brogan with the basketball on the inbounds, 6:37 to go, 2-0 lead for Soda Springs. Pass inside, Wallentyne goes underneath the basket to the right block. It'll be Weston flipping it back to Brogan in the paint, or Wallentyne, power dribble, shot up, and Wallentyne drops home the deuce. Sky Lee with her first bucket of the game, and it's all knotted up on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard, 2-2. Inside, the pass goes. Groning fires one down low. It's going to be Taylor Myers fouled on the way up from the left block. Free throws coming up for the sophomore. The foul is going to be whistled on Callie Clark. It'll be her first team on the Bears as well. And Taylor Myers will get a chance to try and put a couple of points up onto the board. 6:17 to go here, first quarter. Myers, first free throw, high and well short. Missed everything on the way down. Gets some words of encouragement from each one of her teammates as Casey will switch out with Callie on the right side of the paint to go for the offensive rebound if Taylor does not hit this free throw. Right-handed shooter puts it up. That one's nothing but net. Much better form on that shot, and the lead goes 3-2. Cardinals will have a chance to build on it as the Bears turn it over once again. Their fourth throwaway of the game, and Casey Smith takes on the right side. Groning, top of the key, guarded by Casperson. 3-2 defense being played by the Bears as the right side, Casey Smith launches up and triple, knocks it home. The sophomore gets on the board early. 6-2, Soda Springs on top by 4. Left side, Casperson tries to push the pace, slows it up, avoids the trap at half court. Bounces one to Wallentyne at the top of the free throw line. Bounces it down to Weston. She goes up and is hammered on the way up by Kirsten Rasmussen. And that'll be Kirsten's second foul, and will send Weston to the line. Haven't had a lot of chances to see Bear Lake this year. Last time we saw them was when they played Grace early on in the year in their first 2 games. Since then, they have won a contest as Weston cannot knock home the first free throw. Keisha Weston, a sophomore on a very young Bear Lake squad, and they lost a little bit more of their veteran leadership with Quintero. Jocelyn Quintero going out for the season as well with an ACL tear. As that free throw up and good, cuts the lead in half, 6-3, and it'll be brought back up by the Soda Springs Cardinals. Casey Smith with the ball, lofts one high and over the head of Callie Groning, almost out of bounds off the Cardinals. Bears save it back in bounds. The jump ball is going to be called on the far corner as Callie Groning dove after the basketball, as did Taylor Myers and Callie Clark. and a timeout's going to be taken. It should be Soda Springs with the basketball on possession. We'll take a break, come back with more on KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com right after this.
Here are a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th. Grab yourself a T-bone or ribeye pork chop at $1.99 a pound. They have St. Louis-style spare ribs at $2.99 a pound. Don't forget about their 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef at $2.99 a pound. If you're looking for some fresh fruits, 6-ounce packages of raspberries or blackberries are just $2.99 each, and fresh whole pineapple is $2.99 each as well. That's some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th in Soda Springs.
Welcome back out to the home of the Bear Lake Lady Bears, the Soda Springs Cardinals, where they're taking on the Bear Lake Bears, who have brought their cheerleading section over on the right side, matching up against the Cardinals cheerleaders. A little bit of a sideshow going on at the game tonight. 5 minutes and 39 seconds left to go. Cardinals set to inbound the ball. Rasmussen takes it left side, short corner, dops it home. She's got 4 points in the game, and the Cardinals lead up to 5, 8-3. Bears turn it over on the way up. Casperson loses it to Casey Smith, who will center the ball near the top of the key. Finds Groning, left side wing for 3. Can't get it to go in. It drops out after rattling off the rim. Rebound's going to be pulled down under the hoop by Megan Brogan. And again, the Bears will bring it forward before nearly turning it over. Now they will go into the backcourt and lose the ball as Callie Groning strips it away. Straight to the hoop, blows the layup. Casey Smith fouled on the rebound. She's going to head to the line for a pair of free throws here after the Cardinals able to force the turnover. Their 6th already of this quarter with only 3 minutes gone by. Not even 3 minutes all the way gone. Foul is going to be called. See who they whistle this one on as Casey Smith knocks home the first free throw. She'll have one more coming up. 4 points for Casey in the game. Foul has still not been put up onto the board as the second free throw is up and no good. Rebound drops into the hands of Walentine, and she is going to give up ahead to Casperson. Casperson gives back to Brogan, and she'll bring it up the left side. Passes one up ahead. Walentine tips it into the hands of her own teammate. I don't know if it was intentional, but Keisha Weston's going to take it, lays it up and in on the right side. Lead trimmed down to 4, 9-5. Pass up ahead. Callie Groning takes it right sideline, gives up ahead. Pass through the lane to Kirsten Rasmussen, who's going to drop it in again from the right block. Kirsten with 6 points, a strong start. And back up court again. Bear Lake will nearly turn the basketball over. Cardinals will just tip it out of bounds as the full court pressure Soda Springs is putting on right now has definitely given Bear Lake some problems. 6 turnovers already to the Cardinals 1. And the Cardinals 1 came on a travel when Reagan Yamauchi was trying to save the ball out of bounds. Casperson goes over to the far side, fresh into the game. Maddie Critchlow will take the basketball, picks up her dribble, almost throws it into the hands of a Cardinal. Now finds Callie Clark on the far side, who steps on the sideline and turns it over once again. That's the 7th turnover now for Bear Lake. And with 4:32 to go, the Cardinals get another chance to bring it forward. Callie gives up ahead. Yamauchi takes it left side wing. Reagan tries to drive baseline. Flips one into the paint. It's going to be batted around. Kirsten Rasmussen pulls it in straight to the bucket again. Kirsten's got 8 points now, and the Cardinals lead up to 8, 13-5. It's going to be Critchlow. Far side gives to Casperson. She launches a pass deep up to Callie Clark. Clark back up ahead, and it's going to be taken there by Casperson. Tries to drive in. Cut off quickly by Callie Groning. Then throws the ball over the head of Weston. It's tipped out of bounds off of Bear Lake, say the officials, although Keisha Weston not liking the call, saying it was off of a Cardinal, and it will be Soda Springs to bring it forward once again. 4:04 left to go. Callie coming up the right sideline, crosses to her left, spins back to her right, goes through, catches a screen from Taylor Myers. She gives off to Kirsten Rasmussen. Up top, Smith gives over to Groning. Right side wing, tries to step in, stops, pulls up her dribble just outside the lane and gives back up top where Smith will reset. Bears trying to shuffle their defense around. 3-2 defense, all moved over to the right side. Groning finds herself open, top of the key for 3. Can't get it to go. Ball's going to be picked up by Walentine on the rebound, but she travels with the basketball and again gives it back to Soda Springs. That's 9 turnovers now to Bear Lake in this quarter, with the score still sitting at 13-5 and an 8-point lead for the Cards. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. Ball inbounded. Yamauchi puts this one up for 3. Can it? Reagan Yamauchi with a rare triple. She drops home the second triple of the game for the Cards, and Soda Springs will get another steal on the inbounds. Groning puts up a quick short jumper from only about 15 feet, sits on the rim, falls off into the hands of Yamauchi, who gives it back up top to Groning. Groning holds it top of the key, finds Smith over to the left side wing. Down low to Myers, back outside. Casey Smith can't knock the triple home. Rasmussen with another offensive rebound. She's got 10 points in the quarter as she dropped home that bucket, and a timeout's going to be taken by Bear Lake and Brian Nate. The head coach of the Bears wants to talk things over with a frustrated look on his face. We'll take a break as well. 18-5, Soda Springs leads by 13 in the first quarter with 3:01 left to go. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals as the Lady Cardinals with a 13-point lead. They'll be defending an inbounds pass coming up from the Bear Lake Bears. And there'll be a chance now for the Cardinals to bring the basketball back to themselves. 10 turnovers already forced against the Bear Lake Lady Bears. Welcoming you back into the home of the Cardinals on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. It'll be Wallenstein to inbound the basketball. Trying to break free is going to be Critchlow. Pass down low to her. She fights it back to Wallenstein. Ball loose on the ground as Taylor Myers called for the foul. Hounding, trying to get into the head of Wallenstein and lose the ball. And it's going to remain Bear Lake basketball after the third team foul on the Cardinals. Wallenstein again to inbound. Bounces up ahead to Casperson. Embers brings this one forward. Launches one forward. It's Callie Clark who goes up. Groning, great job going up and down on the baseline. And she pulls down the defensive board. Yamauchi up ahead to Kirsten Rasmussen. Her shot too strong off the back iron in traffic. Rebound pulled down underneath the basket by Taylor Myers. And then she travels with the ball to turn it back over to Bear Lake. Cardinals lead remains at 13 at 18-5. 2 minutes and 42 seconds still left to go here. First quarter ball launched deep. It'll be Casperson to pick it up. Comes through the left side, bounce pass far side of the court. Shot put up, sits on the rim and drops off into the hands of Myers. It was Kennedy Crane who couldn't get it to go. Now a foul's going to be called on Bear Lake. That'll go on Callie Clark and should be her first, I believe. It'll be her second, excuse me. Third team foul by the scoreboard. I have 4 team fouls on Bear Lake. And it will be a couple substitutions as Critchlow will check in, as does Keisha Weston. Got to talk to her in the pregame show, and since they like the way that the Bear Lake team is heading, a young team that's really starting to get some good experience out there on the court. 2:33 to go. It's going to be Kat McCullough almost throwing the ball away. Now it is thrown away as Wallenstein picks it up, fires up ahead to Weston, who can't handle the pass. McCullough steals it right back to the Cardinals, and they'll bring it forward under the hands of Smith. Smith gives off to Yamauchi. She spins on the left side, brings it back to right, finds Belknap at the right side elbow. She feeds it over into the right side corner. Shot up there from Casey Smith, who tips the ball out of bounds on the rebound after she couldn't get the triple to go, and is back over to the Bears once again on the loose ball out of bounds. It'll be Wallenstein again to inbound. Shakes her head to get a defender loose one way. Fires it into Critchlow. Brings it all the way up court. Up ahead. Ball lost by Weston. Gets it back at the base of her feet. Now moves it up ahead before it's almost thrown out of bounds. And on the baseline is going to be Keisha Weston as again she turns it over. 12 turnovers now for Bear Lake and the Bears. And the Cardinals will pick it up once again with 1:58 left to go here in the first quarter of play. It's been a struggle for Bear Lake on the offensive side against the defensive pressure the Cardinals have applied. It'll be Alexa White fresh into the game for the Cardinals. Gives to McCullough. Back to White right side for 3. Can't get it to go. Skips off the rim. Rebound saved by Yamauchi down low. She turns around and lays it up and in for the offensive board. 5 points for Reagan now in the game, and it'll be Bear Lake to bring it forward. Critchlow fires it up ahead. Underneath, Casperson fires a pass over the head on the far sideline of Kennedy Crane, and another turnover is going to be accounted for to Bear Lake. Cardinals have now forced 13 of them, and with 1:35 to go, they get it back with the full court to bring it forward. Tawny Barfus checks into the game for the Cards as Taylor Myers will take a seat on the bench. Alexa White with the ball, fires it back to McCullough, top of the key. Bear Lake moving now into a 1-1-3 zone on the far side, it looked like for a moment. Pass into the lane to Yamauchi, put up short off the side of the rim. Barfus pulls down the rebound, and now a scrum for the ball on the baseline. is going to see Bear Lake get fouled on the play. Reagan Yamauchi is going to be called for the foul. And the Cardinals will watch as Bear Lake gets set to bring the basketball forward. They'll be over to the far side. Critchlow with the basketball. Maddie fires one up ahead. It'll be taken there by Wallentyne. Stops, pops from 8 feet. Sits on the side of the rim. No good. Rebound bounces off into the hands of Belknap, who gives over into McCullough's hands. She'll bring it up. Spins to her left. Now comes across the timeline with 1 minute left to go on the dot. Goes over to the left side wing. Yamauchi holds the basketball. Looks inside the paint. Now fires to White. Far side elbow. She picks up. Goes outside. McCullough pump fakes. Drives to the lane. Wide open layup, and she gets it to go. Kat McCullough onto the board, and the Cardinals lead by 17. With only 43 seconds to go. Right side, Critchlow with the basketball. Spins back to her left, comes to her right, and the elbow passes it off to Weston. Or excuse me, it is Weston. Keisha gives it back outside to Critchlow, launches a three, in and out, no good. Jessie Belknap pulls down another rebound for her second of the game, and will be up ahead to McCullough to bring it forward. Right side, White takes the ball in the corner, gives back over to McCullough. Guarded out there by Ember Casperson in that 2-3 zone, still being played by the Bears. Belknap goes into the paint. Yamauchi goes straight to the hoop, blows the layup too strong off the back iron. Rebound by Keisha Weston. She'll fire one up ahead, and it's going to be taken there by Casperson. Launches a layup, just catches the front of the rim before falling off into Belknap's hands with 2 seconds to go. A foul's going to be called. No, a travel on the Cardinals, as McCullough's going to turn this basketball right back over into the hands of Bear Lake and the Bears with 0.9 seconds left to go on the scoreboard in the first quarter. A solid first quarter for the Cardinals. Bear Lake will have to inbound and launch a shot at the buzzer in order to get any desperate hope of this one, as Wallentyne will get this one inbounded, and firing it forward and missing everything is Megan Brogan, but the Cardinals not going to care about that one. They head into the second quarter with a 17-point advantage, 22-5 over Bear Lake and the Lady Bears on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back out here to the home of the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. Caleb Berggraf on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Soda Springs Pep Band providing some entertainment here as sophomore Henry Workman leading the way as he is acting as band director, waving his hand around for the Soda Springs Pep Band tonight. 8 minutes to go here, second quarter of play. Bear Lake starts out with the basketball and starts out with an air ball as Kat McCullough pulls in the first rebound of the second half for the Cardinals. They'll push the pace. Ariana Finlayson gives over to the left side. Belknap back to Finlayson. She'll go right side. Kat holds the ball above her head. The zone defense still shifting back and forth for Bear Lake. They haven't switched between anything else, and Coach Swanevelt wants a quick timeout here to talk to his team. I think there's got to be something he saw that they were doing he didn't like out there on the court. And with 7:36 to go, he calls the timeout. We'll keep it right here. Remind you, this game brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you will find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. That's Caribou Memorial Hospital, Living Center, and clinics at 300 South 3rd West in Soda Springs. Proud sponsor of Cardinal Sports, all Cardinal Sports, including the wrestling team, the basketball team, football, cross country, and volleyball as well. When we get to the spring, we'll include baseball and softball, as well as track and golf. Right side, Cardinals back out of the timeout. White feeds one down low to Belknap. One step to the hoop. Jessie lays it in. Strong move by the sophomore there. She shows some good potential, and it's a 24-5 lead now. Soda Springs up by 19. Pass up ahead. Bear Lake just holds onto the ball. Wallentyne fires it over to the left side. into the lane and then going straight up against Belknap, who went straight up and down to get the block, and the ball is going to be a drive in by Kennedy Crane. No good though. Cardinals bring it back up the other way. Pass up to the top where it'll be taken by Alexa White. Walks to her right, one dribble. Now comes back to her left. Feeds it off to Finlayson. She'll go right side. Gives off to Barfus. Tawney gives it all the way to the corner. McCullough takes the ball, pump fakes, drives baseline, reverse layup into the bucket. Great move by Kat McCullough. That could be your shot of the game. Brought to you by A&C Embroidery in Soda Springs, making your business look good in Soda. As Wallenstein back the other way. Quick reaction, drops it home. She's got her 4th point of the game. Skyly Wallenstein gets it back to a 19-point game, 26-7. Cardinals have led by 21. Over to the right side, Alexa White on the wing, fires one to McCullough. She drops one into the bucket from 12. Kat's on fire. She's got 6 points, second leading scorer for the Cards. Up ahead, Bear Lake throws it away as Alexa White goes to the deck. Picked up by Wallenstein. She'll put it up herself and gets it to go again. Fast and furious pace here, but the Bears not turning it over as much, and they're keeping pace with the Cards early on in the second. 28-9. White comes up top. Barfus feeds it left side. Ariana holds the ball and now dribbles it around to her right side. Cardinals trying to set up the offense as Finlayson was being hounded before getting the ball off to Alexa. McCullough puts up another deuce. Can't get it to go. Barfus ties up down low with Keisha Weston, and the jump ball will be in favor of Soda Springs. So to remain on the left side of the court, Cardinals working from right to left on your radio dial, up 28-9. Second quarter with 5 minutes and 48 seconds to go on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. Kat McCullough to inbound the basketball, finds Finlayson left side. She'll come back up top of the key, down low to the lower corner where Rasmussen feeds it back to McCullough. Drops home another. She's got 8 points and 6 in a row. 30-9, Cardinals up by 21, matching the biggest lead of the game. On the far side, it's going to be Brogan. She comes up top. It'll be Casperson bouncing it into the middle. Callie Clark tries to split a double team, goes back out to Casperson, who drives right wing. She'll pick up her dribble, feeds it left side before getting the ball back and moving around to the left side where it'll be taken there by Crane. Crane goes inside. Clark gives back outside from deep in 2-point range. Crane can't get the shot to go, and a foul is going to be called on the rebound for an over the back on Whitney Lloyd. It'll be Whitney's first foul, team's 4th foul, I believe, and the Cardinals get to inbound once again on the basketball after the air ball. And they'll move in a couple more starters. As out of the game, Finlayson will check out. Casey Smith will check into the game, and she'll take the over as the point guard. Also back into the game, Callie Groning. Cardinals trying to get their starters moved back in, and Callie will bring it around near top of the key. Wade Schwanevelt calling out to his team, trying to get them set up the way he wants them. Now he has it there. Left side, McCullough fires one down low. Barfus wide open, can't hit the layup. Rebound to Rasmussen. Hers is strong. Barfus again goes off the back iron. Rasmussen gets another chance, and she's fouled after getting her 4th board, and she's going to head to the line. A circus of attempts there from the Cardinals as they continue to go up. Just could not get the shot to drop, and now Kirsten steps to the line for the 2nd and 3rd free throws, or excuse me, 5th and 6th free throws for the Cardinals tonight. First one is up and good. Makes the Cardinals 3 for 5 at the line tonight. Soda Springs on the year has actually been fairly consistent from the free throw line, and their lead builds up to 22 at 31-9. Rasmussen, 2nd free throw, short off the side of the rim. Rebound tracked down by McCullough under the hoop, and a foul is going to be called now once again on the Bears as McCullough gets her 2nd rebound of the game, fighting in underneath the basket. Foul is going to be whistled on Callie Clark for her 3rd, and checking into the game for Callie is going to be Bailey Smith off the bench. So Clark will have to take a seat, and McCullough will inbound to Rasmussen, wide open for a quick jumper, skips off the side of the rim. Rebound pulls all the way back out to Smith, though. She feeds to Groning, right side McCullough, before going back up top to Smith. She'll feed left side, skip pass over to the right side, down low into Rasmussen. Layup goes along the rim before rebounded out of bounds, back once again into the hands of Bear Lake. A lot of rebounds here on the offensive end for the Cardinals as they've held possession down there for quite a while. Rasmussen gets the inbounds once again. Smith, left side, McCullough from 19 for 3. No on the shot and no on the foul, as well as Kirsten Rasmussen picks up her 3rd. And it still remains a 31-9 game with 4:28 left to go. Cardinal scoring has not slowed down much. They got 14 points here in this second quarter of play, and they've spread it out as well to get to where they're at, as they had a 9 points in this quarter right now for the Cardinals. They led 22-5 at the break. Ball passed in. It'll be stolen away by the Cardinals. First turnover for Bear Lake in the quarter, and Soda Springs will push it up the court. Yamauchi, left side wing. Passes it off to Myers. She feeds it right side. Smith open for a moment. Passed up on the three, though, and Casey will dribble it back around near the top of the key. Directs some traffic to her left. Now comes over to the left side. Groning gives inside to Rasmussen, whose shot just skips off the back iron. Yamauchi pulls down the board down low, and a tie-up's going to be called with possession in favor of Bear Lake after Reagan pulled down her third rebound of the game. Turnover goes back over to the Bear Lake Bears. It'll be the fifth turnover for the Cardinals in the game. Still well in front in that category. Pass up ahead would be picked up and taken forward by Lloyd. She feeds off to Ember Casperson. Right side. She tries to drive the lane. Gets pushed back out by Groning. Bounces the ball off. And it'll be taken down low by Bailey Smith, who tries to drive the lane and loses the ball out of bounds and turns it back over to Soda Springs and the Cardinals for the 15th turnover for Bear Lake and the Bears. 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go. 31-9 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. Redbirds in front. Smith up the ball with the right side on the wing. Pulls up her dribble, finds Callie Groning, top of the key for three. Skips off the rim, bounces off the backboard and down onto the ground. Picked up by Keisha Weston as it's stripped out of her hands. Underneath, Taylor Myers lays it up and in after the turnover forced by Callie Groning. The assist goes to Reagan Yamauchi. Cardinals forcing another turnover on the play, and Bear Lake has no answer for the full court pressure. Casperson over to the right side, bounces the ball into the hands now of Lloyd. She's fakes left nose and right, puts up a short, quick jumper from 15. No good on the shot. Callie Groning pulls down the board, loses the dribble, picks up the ball, feeds it to Kirsten Rasmussen, almost has it turned over herself before picking it up and giving it off herself. Groning goes right side wing. Smith finds over to Yamauchi, down low. Rasmussen open again, count the bucket and the foul. Rasmussen got the position. The defense adjusted too late to the pass from Yamauchi to the left block, and the Cardinals will head to the line with another chance to build on what is already a 26-point advantage. Foul is going to be called on Bailey Smith, her first, team sixth. 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go, and the free throw up and good by Rasmussen. Give her now 14 points in the game to lead all scorers. Ball brought up by Critchlow. Maddie goes to the left side. It'll lose the ball. Picks it back up again near sideline. Posts one up ahead. It'll be picked off again by the Cardinals. Rasmussen hitting the deck to force the steal. Smith driving coast to coast. Lays it up too strong off the rim. Callie Groning right there, though, to put it back up and in for her first bucket of the game. And the Cardinals lead extends to 29. It's 38-9 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Bear Lake passed it to the free throw line. Bounce pass near side. Blocked out of bounds by Kirsten Rasmussen into the Bear Lake cheerleaders. And Soda Springs denying and shutting down Bear Lake at every event possible here in this second quarter play. 38-9 the score remains, and Soda Springs with another chance to inbound the ball from underneath their own baseline. Bear Lake to inbound the ball. It'll be a pass in from Peterson. Up near the top of the key, Casperson takes the ball. Right side. Moves it over. Brogan feeds it to Smith. Smith takes one dribble. Bounce pass down low. Clark passes inside to Wallenstein. Power dribble. Pump fakes. Goes up. Blocked again by Rasmussen. Back-to-back blocks on the possession. Pass up ahead to Groning. She fires it through the lane. Smith back to Rasmussen. Outside. Casey Smith for three. No good, but the rebound's pulled down by Kirsten, who finds Yamauchi. Reagan can't get the shot to go. Rebound's tipped around again and out of bounds. Last touch by the Bears, so it'll remain Cardinal basketball. And another chance for Soda Springs to inbound this one as they get it to Kirsten Rasmussen, who gets the ball to sit on the rim before dropping through. She's got 16 points now, and it's a 40-9 lead, 31-point advantage for Soda Springs. Ball over to the left side, another turnover. It'll be passed up ahead. Smith takes the ball, and the Cardinals force their fourth turnover of the quarter. Shot put up from the left side. Reagan Yamauchi drops home a deuce. She's got 7 points. The scoring continuing to pile up for Soda Springs. And it'll be again Bear Lake to bring it up the right side. Trying to step in as Brogan goes over to Smith. Pass through the lane. Picked off by Taylor Myers. Another turnover for Bear Lake as they're starting to look a little frustrated on the court as they still have yet to crack double figures. 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go. Smith with the basketball. Goes over to the right side as she jogs the ball to the wing. Slows up, picks up her dribble, finds Rasmussen. Top of the key, launches a triple of her own. That's too short off the front of the rim. Casperson pulls down her first rebound of the game into Walentine. She'll step around, puts up a quick shot short off the side of the rim. Rebound back out to Walentine. Launches a pass into the paint. Picked up by Smith and laid up and in. Bailey Smith onto the scoreboard for the first time, and it's 42-11. Cardinals up. Yamauchi with the ball. Gets the pass from up ahead. Drives into the lane. And they're going to say a foul called on Bear Lake, and the Bears is called on Ember Casperson for her second with 34 seconds left to go. 7 fouls now on Bear Lake. It'll be 1-and-1 free throws for Reagan as she steps to the line. 7 points already for the freshman. She's been hot and cold all season long, but when she's on her game, she's definitely one of the better players on the court already as only a freshman. Right-handed free throw shooter. Ankle braces, full knee leggings, and the first free throw no good. Callie Clark can't track it down as the rebound poked out of bounds by Taylor Myers, and it will remain Bear Lake basketball to bring forward with 32 seconds left to go, down by 31, 42-11. Soda Springs on top, and it'll be over to Brogan to bring it forward. The sophomore takes the point. The junior takes the point, goes left side. Ball's going to be brought back around near the top where Casperson passes it right side to Brogan on the wing, throws the ball away through the lane, picked up finally by Reagan Yamauchi, who steps her way through the double team and will bring it forward. Passes the timeline, goes into the lane, dumps one off, no look pass into Belknap, who can't hit the layup, too strong off the side. McCullough pulls down the offensive board. She's fouled and is going to head to the line for a pair of free throws. The foul is called on Megan Brogan. It'll be her first foul, 8th team foul. 6 turnovers now for Bear Lake for 19 in the game. McCullough's first free throw of the 2 at the line, short off the front of the rim. 7.4 seconds remain here, second quarter of play. Like to make this one if you're the Cardinals and go in on a happy note, although you're already up by 31. As the free throw on the second one, no good as well, short. Again, Yamauchi pulls down the basketball and called for the double dribble, though, after getting the rebound, and turns it back over to Bear Lake. Walentine to do the inbounding. Pass is going to be taken in. Brogan will push the pace up the court. 2 seconds to go. Launches a pass up ahead, but she can't get anything up onto the board. And we head to halftime with a score 42-11. Soda Springs puts up 20 points in the second quarter to add to their 22 from the first. And we head to halftime with the Cardinals in front by plenty. 31-point lead on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Are you feeling stressed? The Anxiety and Depression Association of America offers a few helpful tips to manage stress. Take a time out. Eat well-balanced meals. Get enough sleep. Limit alcohol and caffeine, which can cause anxiety and trigger panic attacks. And welcome humor. A good laugh goes a long way. If your stress level needs professional help, contact Mexico Therapeutic Services at 208-547-4550.
The holiday season is a time for honoring old traditions as well as creating new ones. Whether your traditions include good meals around the dining room table or lazy days watching the game, Sanders Furniture will help you make it more enjoyable. With brands like Maytag, Whirlpool, and Lazy Boy, they have furniture and appliances for every room in your home. Take advantage of the great selections and the even better prices. Sanders Furniture, 148 South Main in Soda Springs.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's halftime for the Soda Springs Cardinals, and that means we're going to take a break and get back to our Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show after this word from our sponsor. Right here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Are you feeling stressed? The Anxiety and Depression Association of America offers a few helpful tips to manage stress. Take a time out. Eat well-balanced meals. Get enough sleep. Limit alcohol and caffeine, which can cause anxiety and trigger panic attacks. And welcome humor. A good laugh goes a long way. If your stress level needs professional help, contact Mexico Therapeutic Services at 208-547-4550.
Welcome back out in the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. Caleb Berggraf on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. Soda Springs on top big, 42-11 at the half, and it started out poorly for Bear Lake and the Bears as they turned the ball over 13 times in the first quarter of play, and that really was the beginning of their struggles. They were outscored 22-5 in that first quarter, and most of it came off of those turnovers, with the Cardinals really being able to keep Bear Lake off of their own offensive boards and really getting offensive boards as well. But the offensive boards really didn't pick up for the Cardinals till the second quarter of play. That is when they really hit the boards hard, grabbing 14 rebounds in that quarter alone, and it really helped them build their lead up as they have a 42-11 lead after a 20-point second quarter, holding Bear Lake to single digits in each quarter, 5 points in the first, 6 points in the second. We'll take a look at our halftime statistics after this quick break. You're listening to the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, Fish Dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Here are a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th. Grab yourself a T-bone or ribeye pork chop at $1.99 a pound. They have St. Louis-style spare ribs at $2.99 a pound. Don't forget about their 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef at $2.99 a pound. If you're looking for some fresh fruits, 6-ounce packages of raspberries or blackberries are just $2.99 each, and fresh whole pineapple is $2.99 each as well. That's some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th. In Soda Springs.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out into the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show as we take a look at where we're standing right now in the statistical categories. Soda Springs right now has a dominant lead, 42-11 at the break. 26 total rebounds for the Cardinals by my count in the game so far. They're being led in that category by Kirsten Rasmussen, who is having the game of her life right now. 16 total points in the contest, and she had 10 in the first quarter. That kind of shows you how things have been going for the junior in tonight's game. Also for the Soda Springs Cardinals, 8 points and 3 rebounds for Kat McCullough, who really in the last 4 games or so has caught fire for the Soda Springs team and maybe becoming one of their first off the bench players in this contest and in this season. as she really, as I said, starting to catch fire. Reagan Yamauchi also has put up 7 points and 4 rebounds as she's having a very solid game as well. Hit a rare three-pointer for herself. Casey Smith with 4 points and 2 rebounds. Callie Groning has put up 2 points and 3 rebounds. Jessie Belknap with 2 points and 4 rebounds, including a very nice move through duck under to get to the hoop that she did without even taking a dribble, and that helped to get her into a lead, or helped to build the Cardinals' lead. That actually might be our A&C embroidery shot of the game, unless we see something a little bit more creative or better for Soda Springs and the Cardinals as we move on here in the night. On the other side for Bear Lake and the Bears, their leading scorer is Skylie Wallentyne. She's got 6 points and 1 rebound, 3 points for Keisha Weston and 2 points for Bailey Smith. Only 5 total rebounds for Bear Lake as they have not had many chances, as the Cardinals have made a lot of their shots inside as well as making a lot of rebounds on the other side when Bear Lake has missed their shots and forcing quite a few turnovers. Score sits at 42-11 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. One more break here on the halftime show. Back after this with more on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Are you feeling stressed? The Anxiety and Depression Association of America offers a few helpful tips to manage stress. Take a time out. Eat well-balanced meals. Get enough sleep. Limit alcohol and caffeine, which can cause anxiety and trigger panic attacks. And welcome humor. A good laugh goes a long way. If your stress level needs professional help, contact Mexico Therapeutic Services at 208-547-4550.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. Caleb Berggraf here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com with the live video streaming. And if you haven't checked out our live video stream yet and you're listening into the game right now, I encourage you to get onto our website at mylocalradio.com/Soda Springs. Click on the link and you'll be right like you're here in the gym. Darby Cyper for the JV team doing a great job on camera for us and helping us out as the Cardinals look to start out the second quarter with the basketball. It'll be Kat McCullough onto the court. A lot of bench players on the court for the Cardinals as they quickly go inside. First play of the game, Jessie Belknap puts up a layup too strong. Rebound kicks outside to Ember Casperson, who will bring it forward. She comes over to the left side. Brogan picks up the basketball, lofts one at the free throw line. It'll be taken there by Callie. Callie goes over to the left side. A three ball is going to be put up and missed by Weston and rebounded on the backside by Ariana Finlayson. Up the court, Belknap takes it near side. Big, deep shot, no good. Rebound goes to McCullough. Her shot airballs over the hoop, and if they're getting the offensive rebound, it is pulled in by Callie Clark. Cardinals will give it back up to Bear Lake to bring the basketball forward after an air ball, and I know that is something that Coach Wade Schwanevelt was definitely not happy with himself, but he should be happy with the next turn of events as the Cardinals force a turnover, then see the ball dribble all the way up the court where Tawny Barfus will pick it up. Cardinals forcing the 20th turnover for Bear Lake here with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, up by 31, 42-11 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. Ball into the middle, Barfus passes it back out to Finlayson, back to Barfus at the free throw line before finding McCullough. They'll feed it. Belknap finds herself open from about 18, can't get it to go. Another rebound inside. Alexa White pulls down the board this time. Pass near side. McCullough holds it on the right side wing. Floats one into the lower right block. Shot up off the side of the backboard. Belknap tips the rebound back outside. McCullough goes inside to Belknap again, who again can't get the shot, but she gets another rebound after tipping it out. To the near side, McCullough steps in, puts up a short jumper. That's too strong. Rebound finally pulled down by the Bears as Megan Brogan gets her second of the game. Tries to go coast to coast, stops, pops, blocked away, rebounded inside by Callie Clark, and then Belknap tracks down yet another rebound over on the far side, and the again gets set to bring this ball forward. Over to the right side of the court. It'll be McCullough passing it to the left side. Taking it there is Finlayson. 5 minutes, 58 seconds to go. White with the basketball. Passes it back to Finlayson. No score yet here in the third quarter of play. Finlayson trying to change that. Launches a triple off the back iron. Rebounded by White. Alexa dribbles all the way around to the corner before throwing it through the paint and turning it back over to the Bears, who will bring it up the right sideline. All the way into the paint before having it tipped out of bounds. It'll be Ariana Finlayson who almost forces the steal. Came up right behind the ball of Whitney Lloyd and forced it out of bounds, where it'll be Soda Springs again taking over possession. Or excuse me, the Bear Lake Bears to inbound and take possession of the basketball once again. They'll get set to inbound, left side of the hoop, ball passed in. It'll be Brogan up top to Lloyd. She looks down low, waits for someone to cut across. No one comes across, so Casperson will take the ball, moves it to the left side. Back up top to Casperson from Smith. Over to the right side. Brogan swings it back to Lloyd. Lloyd goes down low. Smith on the low block. Underneath pass is going to be shot and missed by the Bears underneath the hoop. And it'll be pulled down by McCullough for another rebound, her fifth of the game. She goes to the left side to Finlayson. Still no score here. Barfus moves the ball right side wing. It'll be McCullough, short right wing, and she can't get the shot to go before Finlayson pulls down the board on the left block and is fouled down low. Ariana gets her second rebound of the game, and the score still sits at 42-11. No score in the third quarter yet for either one of these teams after a very high-scoring affair in the first quarter and second quarter of play for the Cardinals. Very odd for them to see this, but it is a very young team out there now as they do not have a single starter on the court. Belknap will turn the score around as she lays it up and in. Jessie with her fourth point, and Bear Lake again to inbound against the full court pressure being applied by the Cardinals. Near side, Casperson fires up the court, throws the ball through the paint, and turns it back over to the Cardinals as Bailey Smith could not catch up to the basketball on the far side of the paint, and Soda will get to bring it forward once again. 44-11, 33-point advantage with 4:47 left to go. Pass up ahead, McCullough will take the basketball. Cat fires this one near side, goes through the hands of Jordan Nafe, who was on the court after playing in the JV game, and Soda Springs again will turn it over to Bear Lake. Second turnover of the quarter, eighth of the game. Pass up ahead, Wallentyne goes across the paint, or across the court, I should say, into Brogan. Brogan finds it on the right side where Smith airballs a shot over the backboard. Rebound goes to Belknap as she picks up her eighth of the game. And on the near side, McCullough will bring it coast to coast. Cuts into the lane, loses the ball, travels with it, and turns it back over to Bear Lake once again. The JVers and the bench players for the Cardinals struggling on the court right now to find a little bit of a rhythm on the offensive end. Defensively, though, they've kept up all the pressure and the pace that the varsity starters were doing it before. Up ahead, Wallentyne into the lane, throws one across the right block before having it fed back out to Casperson. Smith takes it again, right block, loses the ball, batted up into the air. Wallentyne now fires one to Brogan, left side elbow, cans it home. Megan Brogan gets her first bucket of the game, and the lead is back to 31. Near side, Jordan Nafe with the ball. Goes left side. White holds it on the wing before finding McCullough. She finds Barfus in the lane. Fouled on the way up as she got hacked on the head. She's going to head to the free throw line for a pair of free throws after the foul is going to be whistled on Ember Casperson. And it will be her third foul. One more coming up for Tawny Barfus at the line. Pair of free throws, I should say. She has yet to score in the game. And this free throw will not change that as that rolls off the left side. Cardinals, a dismal 4 for 11 from the free throw line so far tonight. Not their best shooting night or best shooting performance they've had. One more free throw coming up. Barfus gets the ball, right-handed free throw shooter, shooting to the right side hoop. That one's going to drop down and through as she gets the friendly roll. 45-13 up to a 32-point lead for Soda. Ball brought forward again by Casperson. Ember goes right side. Feeds it to Brogan, skip pass to the left side wing, taken there by Lloyd. She goes into the lane. Wallentyne back outside to Casperson, right side corner, into the hands of Smith. Her shot off the back iron. Rebound pulled down by Jessie Belknap, who gives over to Jordan Nafe, who will bring this basketball forward and up the court. Belknap gets her fifth rebound of the quarter after a couple of tip outs earlier on in the game. She finds Belknap, right side. Kate White, fresh into the game as a freshman, goes left side. Ariana Finlayson holds it on the wing. Belknap down low, turns around, spins up, can't get the shot to go, fights away the rebound though on the offensive end, gives to Tawny Barfus, who lays it up and in. Beautiful court vision there by Belknap to know where Tawny was going to be. Lead goes up to 34, 47-13. On the right side, it'll be a pass to right Brogan into the corner. Smith finds Wallenstein. Right side elbow. Tries to step through. Feeds the pass to Casperson. Left side corner. Shot up and off the back iron by Kennedy Crane. Rebounded by Ariana Finlayson, and the Cardinals will come back up the court as Naif gets double team trapped and fouled. Couple of bodies hit the deck on the near sideline as Brogan is going to be the one who's called for the foul. It'll be her second and the team's third here with 2 minutes and 49 seconds to go in a quick-moving third quarter of play. Bear Lake struggling along, though, only 2 points in the quarter. Cardinals not doing a whole lot better as they have only been able to put up 6. Left side, ball passed into Alexa White. She finds Naif, top of the key, before moving it to Finlayson. Finlayson, right side, gives it to White, takes one dribble, back out to Finlayson, back to White. She'll be open for a moment, feeds it to Belknap, down low on the lower right block, lays it up and in. Jessie's got her 6th point of the game now, and the Cardinals lead up to 36, 49-13. Over to the right side. It's Smith inside to Wallenstein. Turnaround jumper goes across the rim before being rebounded outside, and a foul's going to be called on Soda Springs. I believe it'll be Alexa White who's going to pick up this one. That'll be her first foul, and it will give the Bears a chance to inbound from the right side of their basket with Wallenstein facing away. She'll slap the basketball. Looks to the left corner, now comes outside. Critchlow left open for 3, off the back iron, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Jessie Belknap, and it will remain Bear Lake basketball for another inbounds play. Ball passed in. Over on the far side, scrum for it on the ground. Cardinals strip it away for another turnover. Finlayson with the ball on the ground finally throws this one off to Naif, but it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals, and it will remain Bear Lake basketball after another turnover. Cardinals with 10 in the game now. Bear Lake with 22. Ball to be inbounded again by Wallenstein. Bounces it short, slips loose. Cardinals pick it up on another turnover. Alexa White pushes the pace up the court, now pulls back on the wing before giving inside to Naif. Her shot off the backboard. Rebound poked out of bounds. Alexa White tracks it down. Inside, Finlayson loses her dribble as it go out of bounds, and last touch by Finlayson, and it will remain Bear Lake basketball now for another inbounds play coming up. Cardinals will back it up. Alexa White on that play, getting her 3rd rebound of the game with 1:52 to go, 3rd quarter of play. Another chance as Casperson brings it forward on a slow jog. Pass to the right side. Fed into the corner where it's going to be a pickup there by Maddie Gleed, the senior. She'll give off into the hands of Critchlow. Trapped in the corner. Tough play there. No timeout going to be called. 5-second count late to be applied, and the Cardinals will force a turnover in nonetheless. Barfus picking up the basketball. Gives up to Jordan Naif. 2 JVers into the game right now. White takes the ball for the JVers as Kate gives the ball off to Barfus. Loose ball picked up by Alexa White, the elder. She goes to Tawny Barfus, right side wing, fights a pass down low. Belknap can't handle it. Naif tries to save it from going out of bounds, but it does dribble onto the line, and Soda turns it over for the 6th time in the quarter. 49-13 score, still stuck there with 1:15 to go, 3rd quarter of play. 4th quarter should be a running clock at this rate as Bear Lake again brings it forward. Casperson picks up her dribble, goes over to Critchlow, who feeds it to the left side wing. Wallenstein up top again to Casperson. She continues to move the ball around to the near side. Shot put up and missed by Crane on the near side, and Belknap's going to pull down another rebound in the corner. Up ahead now, it's on the far side, Jordan Naif. Top of the key, Belknap feeds it all the way around to White, who backs it out on the left side wing. Inside, Belknap has the ball stripped away from her. Picked up by Wallenstein on another steal. That's got to be third or fourth. Pass up ahead quickly is going to find Critchlow, who can't hit the shot. Rebound goes into the hands of Wallenstein. It's a jump ball called, though, and it will remain Bear Lake basketball as Wallenstein gets her 2nd rebound of the game after having a good first quarter and first half. Wallenstein's really slowed down out there on this side, maybe trying to do too much for her team. 49-13 still. Cardinals up by 36. Ball to be passed in, thrown through the lane. Cardinals steal this one away, though, and it'll be picked up by Leilani Finlayson, I believe, and brought back forward by the Cardinals. Over to the right side, Jordan Naif with the basketball, goes to the left side wing. Stops there, picks up her dribble, passes to the top of the key. Alexa White open for 3. Can't get it to go. Left side of the iron, roams off, and is picked up on the rebound by Keisha Weston. She'll go up the right side, pushes the pace, pulls it back out, gives up Tom Critchlow, open for three from deep. Can't get it as this one airballs out of bounds and is tipped back into play by the Bears, but not before Weston touched the baseline. And with 3.7 seconds left to go, it'll be the Cardinals to bring the basketball forward again to end the third quarter. Barfus up ahead to Naif. Jordan fires it near side. Finlayson with a shot and over the hoop. Leilani couldn't get that one to go, and we head into the fourth quarter of play with a score of 49-13. Soda Springs up big on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back into the fourth quarter of play. Caleb Burgraff on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Running clock the rest of the way through this one. 49-13. Soda Springs up big on Bear Lake and the Lady Bears. And the Cardinals will be starting out with the basketball again. All bench players or JV players on the court right now for Soda with Tawny Barfus, Jesse Belknap, Jordan Naif, Kate White, as well as Leilani Finlayson. I believe that is the one it is. She changed her number in the locker room, so not wearing the same one. Pass near side is going to be taken by Kate White. Goes underneath the hoop, lays it up, and gets it to go. Kate White gets onto the scoreboard for the first time all game, and the Cardinals' lead goes up to 51-13 on your Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. And the ball passed up and around. Critchlow takes it near the top of the key. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Clock winds. Right side, ball skipped across by Smith. Weston takes it left side wing. Takes one dribble. Passes around to Critchlow. She'll bring it around top of the key once again before finding Smith on the right side elbow. She gives into the lane. Clark loses the ball, picked off by Finlayson. She'll push the pace up the court all the way to the hoop. No, pass this one off. It's Jordan Naif laying it up and in. As Jordan gets up onto the scoreboard for the first time, the Cardinals' lead builds up to 40 at 53-13. Pass lofted, left side, Weston. Bounce pass down low. Clark takes the ball, lofts it through the paint, picked up by Critchlow. Her shot too strong off the back iron. Tawny Barfus pulls down another rebound for her third of the game and gives off to Jordan Naif to bring it forward for the Cardinals. Back to Barfus. Over to Naif. White, gives off to Naif in the corner. Her shot skips off the rim. Finlayson pulls down the board. Rebound inside to Barfus. She can't get a shot to go. Blocked a couple of times out of bounds. And Soda Springs will continue to hold on to the basketball. And they'll get to inbound once again from under their own basket. Pass outside, Ariana Finlayson into the game once again for the Cardinals. Pass right side, Barfus. Pump fakes, back up to Ariana. She looks down low before swinging it over to the left of the top of the key. To her sister, back over to Barfus. Inside, Barfus launches up a triple. That's no good. Rebound tipped for and out of bounds. It'll be over to the Bears, as Leilani Finlayson picks up her first foul. I believe, again, it is Leilani. I could be wrong. It could be Talia Finlayson as well. Right side, ball's going to be taken there by Smith up top of the key. She moves it around where Lloyd moves it back over to the right side, and Critchlow holds it on the wing. Back into the hands of Smith. Holds the ball high above her head, guarded by Tawny Barfus over there. Avoids the double team, now drives into the paint and fires one up. Airballs it over the hoop. Another rebound's going to go to the younger Finlayson, who will bring it forward. Gives off to Belknap. Jesse holds the ball and hands off to Jordan Naif with 53-13 your score still. 5:17 to go. Ball swung around, top of the key. Finlayson open for a moment. Passes up a shot before feeding it over to Jordan Naif. Top of the key now. Barfus, feeds it to Ariana. Ariana back up top to Barfus. Steps inside the three-point line. Rolls one around and down. got the friendly touch on the rim, and the Cardinals build up to a 42-point lead. 55-13 with under 5 minutes to play on a running clock. Critchlow with the basketball, feeds it left side. Lloyd walks it to her left a little bit before going back to Critchlow, right side of the court. Into Smith, back outside to Lloyd, steps into the lane, picks up her dribble, goes left side, Critchlow for two. Can't get it to go from the short corner. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Barfus, and it'll be back up to the Cardinals to bring it forward. Pass up ahead to the younger Finlayson. Goes up top. It'll be swung around to Ariana. Ariana goes back up top to Barfus. Near side, Finlayson again puts up the jumper. No good. Rebound tipped around and pulled down underneath the basket by Bailey Smith. That'll be her first board of the game. Pushes up ahead and then throws it away. Cardinals coming away with another turnover. That's the second of the quarter for the Bears. And Jordan Naif is going to slow things down for Bear Lake on the way up the court. Or Soda Springs, I should say, on the way up the court. 4:03 to go. Naif comes near side. Finlayson goes down low. Up and in. Belknap gets the contact, drops the bucket, and is heading to the free throw line for a chance at a three-point opportunity. Foul's going to go on Callie Clark, I believe. And it will be her fourth foul. With 3 minutes and 42 and counting on the clock as major substitutions for Bear Lake. They'll get most of their starters back into the game. The only difference is Kennedy Crane still sitting out on the court instead of Keisha Weston, who comes and takes a seat on the bench. And one free throw from Jesse, short off the front of the rim. Rebound squirts loose to the near side. Scrum for the ball. Finlayson drops down to get it. Belknap finds Ariana back outside to Belknap. She goes right side to Finlayson. Inside, Belknap to the hoop. Lays one up. Gets the friendly roll. And there it is, folks. Jessie Belknap with her first double-double of her career, I believe. And that is a 10-point, 10-rebound game for the sophomore. Over to the right side. Foul's going to be called as the Cardinals and Kate White are going to come too quickly towards Brogan. And Kate White picks up her first foul, team's third. Clock continues to wind under 3 minutes to play. 59-13. Soda Springs up by 46. Wallentine to inbound the basketball. Bear Lake still trying to score in this fourth quarter. They've been held to 2 points in the second half. Far side, Clark with the ball, gives it inside, then a loose ball, picked up by Clark and back around to the near side. Brogan fires it, taken there by Crane, back up top to Brogan. Cardinals shifting around to defense as they're doing a little bit of a man defense outside of the court. Brogan gives inside to Wallentine, tries to clear some space as she's triple teamed at the free throw line. Back up top to Brogan, who goes back over to Casper. Casperson goes right side wing, to Clark. Back up top to Casperson, now to Brogan, who centers again top of the key. Clock winds to 2:10 to go, fourth quarter of play. Ball passed inside. Wallentine takes a dribble into the paint, now back outside. Clark puts up a deuce, airballs this one out of bounds, saved back into bounds by Crane. Shot put up from the near side by Brogan is going to be no good. Rebound pulled on the far side by Ariana Finlayson. And back up the court, the Cardinals will bring it through with Alexa White breaking the press. Finlayson goes left side. Barfus finds herself open from 18 feet, too strong on the shot. Rebound's going to be pulled down and a foul's going to be called on the Cardinals. As that goes on Kate White, it'll be her second foul. And a chance for Bear Lake to inbound once again off of the rebound that goes into Skylie Wallentine's hands. Right side, Casperson with the ball. Passes it to the wing. Driving in, Callie Clark loses the ball off her own foot. Gives back out to Casperson. Casperson into Wallentine, who turns around, tries to bank a shot in. Too short off the bank. Rebound goes into the younger Finlayson's hands for a third of the game. And Alexa White pushes up the court. Far side, Ariana Finlayson picks up her dribble. Double dribbles with the basketball. After realizing what she did, she looked at the official, goes, man, why did I do that? And the clock will wind to under a minute to play with the Cardinals giving it back over to Bear Lake. First turnover of the quarter for Soda Springs. Up the court. Ball is going to be bounced over to the right side and taken there by Casperson. Drives in, flips one up top to Crane. She tries to scoot to the hoop, fights one up, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Alexa White, who couldn't quite move her feet quickly enough and picks up her second foul of the game. Matching her sister for a pair as well, as the two of them on the court at the same time. Two free throws coming up for Kennedy Crane. And the first one is no good off the right side of the rim. Clock winds to 21 seconds to go now. Might be the last play of the game. Here's the second free throw upcoming. Crane's free throw attempt up and no good once again. Rebound tracked down by Brogan. Quick shot at the buzzer. Pass through the lane. We'll call it to Wallentyne. She gives up top once again. Fired up is going to be, Casperson. Can't pick up the basketball. Loose ball picked up by the younger Finlayson. And the Cardinals will end this one with a 59-13 victory over Bear Lake and the Lady Bears on your Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. We'll take another break. Come back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Here are a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th. Grab yourself a T-bone or ribeye pork chop at $1.99 a pound. They have St. Louis-style spare ribs at $2.99 a pound. Don't forget about their 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef at $2.99 a pound. If you're looking for some fresh fruits, 6-ounce packages of raspberries or blackberries are just $2.99 each, and fresh whole pineapple is $2.99 each as well. That's some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 7th through the 13th in Soda Springs.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Back here on our post-game show on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. The Soda Springs Cardinals come away with a 59-13 win over Bear Lake and the Lady Bears, as they end up putting up 10 points in the fourth quarter in a running clock, and the Bears will head home with their 7th loss of the season by my count on your record and move to 1-7. Cardinals move to 9-4. We'll start off with our play of the game, or shot of the game, I should say, brought to you by A&C Embroidery, in the business of making your business or team look good. Give them a call at 208-604-1775. And our shot of the game has to come from Jessie Belknap, I have to say, on a little step through that she had down on the lower right block. She caught the ball, did a great turnaround move, and laid it up and in. That was in the first half of play. Cardinals also saw her do that a couple more times. Also, you can't forget Kirsten Rasmussen's performance in that first half. 16 points and 5 rebounds. None of the Soda Springs starters played in the second half, as Coach Swanevelt called off the Dogs after they had a 30-point lead after 2 quarters of play at 32-11. Looking at the rest of the numbers in tonight's game, 27 total turnovers for Bear Lake, as the Cardinals had another tough game on the defensive end, forcing plenty of turnovers. They had 14 of their own, so plus 13 in the turnover category. As far as the stats for Bear Lake, 6 points and 3 rebounds for Skylie Wallentyne, as she led the team in that category, in both categories, I should say. Keisha Weston had 3 points and 3 rebounds, 2 points and 2 rebounds for Megan Brogan, 2 points on the board for Bailey Smith, and 1 rebound for Ember Casperson. The Bears ended up with 2 points in the second half and were shut out in the fourth quarter of play with the running clock. On the other side for Soda Springs and the Lady Cardinals, Kirsten Rasmussen led the way, 16 points and 5 rebounds. Jessie Belknap with a play in the second half of play ended up with a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds by my count. 8 points and 5 rebounds for Kat McCullough, who only got limited minutes in the second half. And Reagan Yamauchi finished with 7 points and 4 rebounds. Also getting up onto the board, Callie Groning with 2 points and 3 rebounds, did not play in the second half. Alexa White with 0 points and 3 rebounds. Casey Smith, 4 points and 2 boards, also did not play in the second half of play. And Reagan Yamauchi finished with, Taylor Myers with 3 points and 3 rebounds, also did not play in the second half. Ariana Finlayson, 0 points and 4 rebounds. Tony Barfus with 5 points and 4 rebounds, all those coming in the second half on the points-wise. Also getting into the game, Kate White, Jordan Nafe, and Taya Finlayson. 2 points for Kate, 2 points for Jordan, and 4 rebounds for Taya Finlayson. That wraps up your stats from tonight's game and our majority of our post-game show. Time now for us to jump into our sports update. We'll come back with our interview with the wrestling coach Cliff Garbett, it is actually Eli Horsley who joined us on the post-game show with our sports update on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go fish, Dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Caleb Burgraff here with Eli Horsley, who's one of the coaches for the Soda Springs wrestling team. And Eli, you guys just getting done with break. You're through with the early season of the wrestling year. What are your thoughts on the way the team's been kind of shaping up right now? And are there any kids that have really impressed you so far on the mat?
You know, it's good to get them early matches in, because that's the building point of the year. We definitely got some room for improvement. We got a lot of young kids and a lot of first-year wrestlers, so we got room for improvement. But I think if we keep going the way we are and get a little more buy-in with the kids, we'll turn this around and have a good end of the year, towards the end of the year, and reach our final goal that we're trying to accomplish is get as many kids as we can qualified for state.
When you look at what comes in this next week, as a former wrestler myself, you look at after Christmas break, you usually have a week or so in order to try and get the kids back to where they were at for those that weren't able to make it into the practices over break. What goes into that type of a practice schedule, in your opinion, as a coach?
You know, we got to hit it hard because we got kids that have missed practices and for the holidays, and so we got to get that conditioning back in and get the lag out of the holidays, and hope that the kids were smart over the holidays and didn't really eat a whole bunch, put on a lot of extra weight that they don't need to put on. So we'll have to take that into consideration and go from there. But for the first foremost to get ready is we got to get our conditioning back in the swing of things and get everything where we need to be conditioning wise and build it back up. But it's always a challenge coming from the holiday season because, you know, not everybody wants to be there, and stuff, but we're done with the holidays now, and we got nothing to look forward to but the end of the year. State, districts, and state to work forward to. We got no more long breaks, so hopefully we can get where we need to be.
When you guys start out this stretch, and we'll wrap this interview up on this question, you guys have Bear Lake as your first tournament back. Is it nice as a coach to be able to have a tournament that's not 2 hours, 3 hours away, where you can get some local support, get some fans in the building, as well as also not necessarily have to drag the kids out of bed at early hour in order to get them to the tournament on time?
Yeah, that makes a big difference. It's always nice to be able to sleep in your own bed, and having a close tournament like that, we'll be able to do that. We'll be able to come home the night and get some good sleep in our own bed, not have to sleep on the mat or in a hotel room crowded with 3 or 4 other guys in there. We can go home, get a good night rest, and do what we need to do and work towards where we want to be for the tournament and get the best performance out of the kids that we can. It should be a good tournament because we'll see a lot of schools that we don't normally see, a lot of Wyoming schools and stuff. So it will be a good tournament for us to get back in the swing of things before districts and states, which is our main goals for the years.
Coach Horsley, thank you so much for the time. Good luck to you guys as practice rolls on, and hopefully people who are listening into this right now get a good bit to go over there and support you guys over at the Bear Lake tournament.
All right, thanks, Caleb.
That was the assistant coach of the boys wrestling team here at Soda Springs High School, Eli Horsley, joining us here on the postgame show. We have one more break coming up. On the other side of this one, we're going to sit down and give you guys a look ahead at what's coming up next on our broadcast schedule for Soda Springs and the Cardinals, as well as other games on the docket. We'll be back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today, 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're
going
to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving.
On your existing furnace or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today, 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're
going
to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then drive
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out once again to our post-game show. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear. One final time here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals to give you guys a look at what's coming up next on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Tomorrow night we'll be right back here in the same gym as the Soda Springs boys will be taking on the American Falls Beavers for the second time this year after they beat the Beavers by 36 the last time they played. The Cardinals looking to try and get back on the winning track and get their 7th win of the year. We'll be on air at 6:40 and the opening tip should be at around 7 o'clock in that matchup there. On the 8th, on Friday, we're going to be heading down to West Side. We had a conflict in games. We could have either done the boys game against Snake River here at home, or we could head down to West Side and watch the district game between the Cardinals and the Pirates as the two of them get their first matchup in district play. We decided to give you the Cardinals and the Pirates as the Lady Cardinals look to try and go 3-0 in District 5 play after getting a win here tonight against Bear Lake and the Lady Bears. Pre-game for that one should be at 7:10 with a 7:30 opening tip between the Cardinals and the Pirates of West Side. And then on the 9th, it all turns back around here where the Soda Springs girls get their final out-of-district game against Snake River. It'll be a 6:40 pre-game show and a 7 o'clock start here at the home gym of the Lady Cardinals, their third home game of the week, their third game of the week as they look to again move to double digits in wins. They're right now sitting at 9-4 on the season, a pair of games to try and get themselves to double figures as we move on. Again, the Soda Springs boys will be in action on Friday night here at home. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip for the varsity, and I encourage you, if you have a chance to come watch that game, do so. We'll have the boys basketball game on the 7th, but on the 8th, you'll have to come and watch that one yourself. Bring your radio along, put it in your ear if you want to listen to how the girls are doing as well during that game. Then next week it all kicks off. We have games Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week as well. All district games for the girls, and the boys will be in all district games as well with Malad and Marsh Valley. So not a district game for the boys, but the girls will be taking down Aberdeen and Malad on their own right as well. So a first look at those two teams for Aberdeen and the Tigers, and Malad and the Dragons will be the second time the Cardinals have played them this season. That wraps things up for us here after a 59-13 win for Soda Springs and the Lady Cards. I want to thank you for listening into the Cardinal Post-Game Show. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank our sales team as well as our office manager Kim Miller and general manager Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our sponsors and to you as well for tuning in. Once again, final score tonight, 59-13. Soda Springs takes down the Bear Lake Lady Bears. For tonight's videographer Darby Seipert, I'm Caleb Burgraff saying let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
We hope you have enjoyed this presentation of Caribou County basketball on KBRV The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com. Visit our website for a full schedule of upcoming games and for recaps of every game we've covered this year. Until next time we take to the air with Caribou County Sports, goodbye and good night.